Well, thanks for joining me. Today we are going to be talking about the JR Outdoors budget lightweight camera arm. And if you're watching this, chances are you may have bought this in the past from me. And I'm just kind of going to go over a few things, some improvements, and some easy ways to set this thing up. And in 2022 here, we're kind of expanding. I've got a new version of this coming out that I'll be addressing some things that people have brought up. But I just want to go over a few things for those who have already had one of these arms, and some ways to set it up, and some improvements that we've made, and some ways that you can improve it as well. So stick around. So the first thing I want to cover is the setup of this arm. And I know some people have struggled with it. I did the best I could to explain it in the instructions, but I thought I would give a quick tutorial of the best way that I've found to set this up to get a good secure mount to the tree. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to leave this screw backed out all the way. You're going to give this thing a good push into the tree. And the way I like to do it is just like this, hands free. And you're going to be able to sling that strap around. You're going to get your other side while I'm still keeping this tag end of the cam buckle in my hand. And we're going to put this thing on our button. And then we're just going to pull it tight. And we're going to pull this thing pretty much as tight as I can get it. So the one thing I like to do is I like to kind of lift it up so that this thing's level. Pull it tight, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to push on the end. And what it does is it's going to stretch this strap a little bit. And then as I ease the tension off of that strap, I'm going to pull tight over here. And I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times. And what that does is it gets any stretch out of that that strap that there is, and then I'm good and solid. So now what I'm going to do is I usually just fold this thing out to get a little bit of extra leverage, and then from there we tighten our knob, and I'm watching my bubble level here, and I'm just tightening that thing up, and this thing is solid. It's not going anywhere. It is mounted firmly in the tree. It's not going to cam over on you. No matter how much weight you put on this thing is going to be rock solid for you. So hopefully that helps out. I know I've explained this method a couple of times to some people, and once they understand that, they've got it down. So hopefully this helps. Also, let me know if you have any questions on that. So for taking this thing back off the tree, kind of the same thing, just in opposite. I'm going to push down a little bit, and what that does, it just allows this thing to be really loose, because when I'm putting it away, I like it to be the same way it's going to be when I go to put it back on the tree. So I loosen that knob all the way up, fold it back in, and now I've got a bunch of slack. Just letting off my buckle strap. It's coming right back off. The other thing that a lot of people have not liked is these sharp edges that are on the claw design here, the standoff, if you will. So one of the improvements that I've done is I've gotten with Genesis 3D printing, Austin there, been working with him, and what we've come up with is kind of a 3D printed version. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to take this bolt out. You're going to have to get yourself a new bolt from the store. You're going to get a button head 1/4 by 1 inch, and you'll be able to pull off this existing bracket, when with a very slight modification, bolt this thing right on. And I tell you what, I think you guys are going to like that. I know I like how well this thing sits. It takes a little bit of that work that you're doing at the tree out, although I think it's still good to do to make sure that that thing is nice and tight. But overall, I like this thing, and wait till the 2022 version hits. I'm not going to show you. Wait till the newest version hits. I'm gonna try to give you as little sneak peek as possible, but one of the features we're gonna have is pick that thing up and turn it sideways for packability when it's in your pack. Flip that thing back down, and that thing's gonna sit really nice in the tree, fit in your pack really nice. Soft edges with this 3D printed one, so it's not got really sharp edges, but I think this flip feature is going to be super cool and take up a little less room in the backpack. So here's the arm with that new bracket, and again we're going to push this on the same way. Bring it around the tree, hook up our strap and our button, and then we're just going to pull our strap tight. I like to start off with the strap parallel to the ground. We'll just pull that thing tight. And we're going to give it a little tug to tighten it. And that's all I'm going to do with this new standoff. And then just one time in it. I think you guys are going to like this new standoff. Again, get a hold of Austin over at Genesis 3D Printing, and he'll be able to get you one of those things and shipped out. I really appreciate everything that Austin did. I got a hold of him, and we've been kind of working through this over the past couple months. But I tell you what, this thing, it makes this thing rock solid on the tree without having to go through those extra processes there. So super happy with that standoff. Obviously it's super lightweight. It's just some lightweight 3D printed plastic. So hopefully you guys like that addition. And that's how I like to strap mine up. Run it around the whole thing, and then stick the strap back through one of the holes, and it kind of holds this thing all as one package. Stick it right in the pack, and we're ready to go next time. Like I said, I back that screw out every time, and really cool way to pack that thing. One of the other mods that you can do on your arm is some of the straps, some of the arms that I've sent out, we've used these big cam buckle straps, and I like it because it's super heavy duty. We may be changing that with the next version, but some of the arms that I shipped out like this, and some of them shipped out with a rubber cover. And some of you may be wondering, why didn't I get that? And part of that is because this is a tire inner tube, and one thing I was worried about was getting a brand new one, cutting that up, and then you leaving this rubber scent out in the woods. So generally I've been buying these things, leaving them outside for about a month before I cut them up and put them on the tree, the camera arm. But some of you guys, I was shipping them off during hunting season, and I didn't want to be responsible for the potential loss of a animal because they were smelling that rubber, so I didn't ship them with those. But this is an easy modification. Go to the store, get yourself a bike inner tube. I think I'll tell you what size it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's like a 2-inch inner tube. And you're just going to cut yourself a section of that, slip that thing on, and then what I like to do is I like to make a little cut in here. That way there's no rubber pressure pushing on that cam release, because you don't want that. One last thing I want to talk about is pan heads. My personal preference, and I've got a link in a video that I'll put in this video, is this Rultos camera head. My personal opinion is I really like this ball head here. I think it does really well. It's lightweight. It works pretty well. It gives you a lot of good manipulation and stuff, and it's really budget friendly. I did make a modified handle on it just because I wanted a longer handle, but I think overall you can use the handle that comes with it. It's pretty good. It's no Manfrotto. Yes, it's no Manfrotto pan head or anything like that, but it's a good budget friendly head. If you want to know some more about it, just click a link on the description to my other video. But this camera arm can totally support some of these bigger pan heads that you're going to be able to get. It has no problem, and it also has no problem holding all the weight. And we'll have a link in the description to the original camera arm video where you can see me standing on top of this camera arm. I think it's actually this very camera arm right here, where I hung it in this tree and put all my weight on it, and that thing holds up really well. All right, so I'm going to briefly go over the new Genesis 3D standoff, and I want to just talk to you really quickly how to install it. Super easy. So you're just going to take off, you're going to need a 5/32 hex key, Allen wrench if you want to call it that, and you're just going to take this bolt out. Watch yourself, these edges are sharp. That is why I'm wearing a band-aid, unfortunately. which was one of the complaints that I've had from some people, that these edges are too sharp, and I think this kind of addresses that issue. So you're going to buy this thing. I am going to get with Austin. Maybe we'll open this hole up. But all you're going to need a 1/4 inch drill bit here and a drill motor. And just going to, it's already got a hole through it. I think I told them the wrong size. So for now, we're just going to drill this open with a 1/4 inch drill. It drills out super easy. Again, because this is just that little lightweight plastic. And then we're just going to get a 1/4 20 button head screw. And that's going to go right in here. And then using that same hex key, we're just going to thread this thing in. And just like that, you're ready to go. Locked and loaded, new standoff. I think you guys are going to dig this thing. Alright, so if your camera arm is moving a little bit more than you wanted it to, or it isn't moving enough, each person kind of has their own personal preference. I kind of set them up from, I guess, from the factory the way I like them, but definitely over time and over use, these things will move a little bit. But I have nylon lock washers that help hold that position in. But maybe you want that arm looser, like this arm here is a little bit looser and it'll kind of move on its own. This middle arm is not moving at all. So you may want it to where it moves where it is and stays, or you may want it a little looser. Either way, the way to adjust that is you're going to get yourself a 9/16 open end wrench or box wrench and a ratchet, and you're just going to tighten this. I mean, it literally just takes not even 1/8 of a turn to make that adjustment, but you're going to either tighten it or loosen it based on your feelings. So another quick, easy fix for your camera arm. Well, again, we're doing some modifications and going to be putting out a brand new arm later this year, hopefully for the 2022 hunting season. So watch for those. Also, if you have any questions, comments, if there's some things that you like about your camera arm or the things that you don't like, some improvements, I'm always looking to improve the camera arm. I'm hoping this year is going to be a big year for this camera arm taking off, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me in that. And send me your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. You can send it, comment down below. I'm open to any criticism on that. And then you can also send me a personal email at jeremyriganoutdoors@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook and on Instagram. And I want to tell everyone who's bought one of my camera arms, and if you're thinking about it, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you supporting me in this endeavor. I'm hoping to be able to do some cooler things coming up. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.